Hey guys, this will be my first trial video, I guess. Um, I couldn't really figure out how to film like on my iPad or on my phone, and so I just kind of found like an app to do it like on my laptop. Um, but basically, I just wanted to talk about how like nobody seems to like try and talk anymore, and it's pretty like obvious in my classes that I go to. And it seems like every class I go to, like no matter like what class it is, um nobody talks unless they absolutely have to. And as somebody who wants to make friends, I feel like that's a big letdown, because you always like expect people to just come up to you and say hi, or you expect to like hear somebody else's conversation that's like already friends with somebody, and you hear their conversation and you're like, wow, uh I'm gonna join your guys' conversation, and then I'm gonna ask if we can be friends, and usually they agree. um but I don't know if it's just my town or what, but people here are just very quiet, and they don't want to talk even if somebody like talks to them. And I have like a communications class, and this is like the main class where like people have like the most difficulty with communicating, which surprised me, because why would you take it if you know that you can't talk? Unless maybe that's the point, I don't know. But in my Asian studies class, it's just like everybody is comfortable with like putting their input into like every bit of like the lecture, and they're okay with like adding like their own personal experience to it. But even though in this communication class we're like made to like talk to our group, it seems like only like the two girls in the group that are like already friends with each other can like talk to each other. And you know it's bad when me, the person who was bullied for like my whole life and never said a word until college, you know it's bad when I'm the first one that speaks up. And that's not to brag or anything, but I'm just trying to make it clear that I don't want to be the person that everybody like skips over, because they're like, oh, like they're quiet, so they're not gonna want to like add anything to our conversation, so we're just gonna skip over them, and we're gonna pretend like they don't exist. And that's not what I want. So yeah, and another thing is I'm just noticing that people like on games, and in like games where you're like supposed to voice chat with everybody, like mostly everybody just has their microphones off now for some reason. And like I used to go on to Call of Duty, and I used to like just like find friends on there that would just like beg me to like be in a group with them and like play together, stuff like that. But now it's like few and far in between. It's like rare that anybody like goes out of their way to like speak to you, like especially if you don't say like the first word. um and that's why I like extroverts so much, is because like extroverted people usually like pick me up and they say let's be friends. um but yeah, that was my rant. I can only film for 5 minutes without paying a fee, so here you go.